Welcome to Keys to the Hustle, and our second key to the hustle is Justin Merendino, a name that I've already remembered and who turns out wasn't far away.
That's right.
Welcome, Justin.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank
you.
you so much. I guess one of my first questions I would love to ask you is what made you choose real estate?
Beautiful question. So, very quickly to sort of open up, I came out of the banking industry, but I once was in sales in the automotive industry, which I have mentioned a few times. And I wasn't thinking of real estate, to be very genuine. I was going to look at something in the government industry, government job.
Yeah.
But a gut and mind sort of vocation, a feeling came to me one day, and it was I always give him gratitude, my dear uncle who's in commercial real estate.
Beautiful.
He was out over having a cup of coffee at my house, and he says, you'd be great at residential. You know, the way you come across, the way you talk, passionate, etc., and you want to help people. I'm your uncle, I know that.
Yeah.
And he sort of left, and it made me think, because my main answer of saying no to him was I didn't want to work on the weekend. I said it straight up. But I'm so glad, having a bit of faith and gut feeling, that I said, you know what? This is me. I love sales. I love helping people, and I love customer service.
Beautiful.
And I want to just be there for people in this big decision both vendors and purchasers, sellers and buyers are making to help. That's it. And so far, and I think forevermore, I love it.
Yeah.
For me, it's not a job. I get up saying, I can't wait to get to the office and talk to someone new, talk to people I know, be out in the community, help people. So that's me.
Beautiful.
I love it.
It's honestly quite, I wouldn't say rare, that would be ignorant to how big our industry is, but it's very important. And I think when you're genuinely wanting to help people, and you can find a fun way of showing that online, you're going to kill it, and you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as a fellow agent, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. God bless you. I'm only being myself, as I say often. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I know you're from southern Italy.
Correct.
Where is that?
So my family originate from a place called Calabria, which is right down the bottom of Italy, and then the island of Sicily.
Right.
So my grandfather was from Sicily, my father's father.
Wow.
And both my mother's parents are from Calabria, a place called Seminara, which is the town, and then they moved to a place called Palmi, and then from there they've come to Australia. And my grandfather was from province of Messina.
Wow.
In Sicily, and the town there was called Racuya, which is up in the mountains. And I've been there when I was 13 years old, and I've been to Calabria when I was 13 years old. And I was quite privileged to know the language from a young age. And a lot of my relatives there, when I got there, sort of were dropped by the mouth, thinking, how long you been away from Italy?
Yeah.
And I said I was born in Australia, and they couldn't believe, because such a young person could sort of speak full sentences and ask for necessities and get by.
Beautiful. I think that's really important to lean into your culture, even if you're born outside of the country. If you can, chase your heritage and bring it in, you'd be surprised how many are here to support you.
Well, that's right, and I do feel supported.
Yeah.
The Italian community have
Strong.
really, we are strong. But I can see in business, the Italian community are really coming towards me.
Yeah.
And
they're running at you,
bless
with
them.
wide arms.
They are, and I feel so privileged to help. I want to help everyone, don't get me wrong. But when you've got even your culture coming to embrace you and help you in business to help them, the feeling inside warms my heart, honestly.
Unbeatable.
Honestly. And you want to just be the best you can and do the best you can and show them the work ethic to everyone. That sort of gives me opportunity to list the property.
Yeah. And that just, your culture loves hard. I think in comparison to the New Zealand culture, we are very much so family oriented. It's very important we look after each other and raise each other up. So it's honestly so beautiful to see you doing that as well.
That's me,
Yeah,
It's
thanks.
beautiful culture you got too. Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah, they're also quite loyal and strong,
good.
and they back you very hard when you're one of 5 or so
Wow,
representatives of the culture in the industry.
wow.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Kiwis in real estate that I've
Well,
seen.
not that you're the first I've come across.
Yeah,
So
nice.
it's wonderful, and hopefully people back you.
Thank
That's what I
you.
want to hear.
Yeah, they certainly do. And I think I could only aspire to have as much of my community surround me
Oh,
as you
bless you.
have. So
Yeah,
it's always good to have a good example out there. Thank you.
my pleasure.
Oh, well, I guess another thing I've noticed you doing is being yourself, which has
100%.
obviously gotten you into many community events and opportunities. I saw your post with Perth Football Club.
The glory, yeah.
Yeah,
So I did the
glory,
glory.
sorry.
That's okay. No, no. I'll say it on here. I'm very privileged
Yeah.
to have such a beautiful sort of squad, or team is the word,
Yeah.
come forward to me and ask me to be a part of this fantastic match coming up on the 31st of July
Beautiful.
versus AC Milan, which Italian team.
Yeah.
Now, I always say, may the best man win, as the saying goes.
Yeah.
But to be a part of that beautiful match that is, for me, unforgettable, and being seen by the public, by giving back to the public my time
Yeah.
in this sort of team, it's just a privilege. I'm forever grateful, really.
Yeah.
Forever
You'll
grateful.
get a mountain of good karma coming back your
I
way.
can only hope and pray. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
Amazing, Justin. So with your involvement with the community, how did that opportunity come about with the Perth Glory team?
I had sort of Jason reach out from the team, and he says, Justin, I've shown everyone sort of what you do in real estate. We'd really love, and we feel it would give you opportunity for exposure. Of course it would,
Nice.
to be a part of the Italian community, because a lot of members of the Glory are Italian, but not only, whichever
course.
nationality, doesn't matter. I just want to be of good heart and warmth and genuine person that I am to help people. Yeah, so that came to me, that opportunity.
Amazing.
And most opportunities that you've seen have come to me.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful.
Like me.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you did. You said, look,
Justin, I love what you do. I need to talk
please
to you. I
come,
need to
wanna
meet
talk.
you.
And I'm a big believer. Now, I'll say it on here. I can't give, obviously, my time to absolutely everyone. And it's not because I'm disrespectful in any way. I still have to remember that real estate's the game I'm in, and I need to be there for people when they need me. I mean, after this, like I said, I've got to
gotta
go.
run.
I've got to run. I've got to go to an appraisal listing, and I'm very privileged. So I manage my time where I can for everyone, because everyone wants a little part of me, and I want to give it, because the more I get in front of, the only belief I have is they get to see me for me.
Yes.
And they can either make their judgment, and I mean 99% of the time, even seeing sort of, social media nowadays, the comments I'm getting really are very positive, and I can only be very grateful.
You honestly have almost a cult following at this point.
I don't know what, I don't know, half the time. I often shake my head saying,
What's going on?
I don't understand the big sort of, you want to use the casual word riffraff of why is everyone sort of, getting all hyped up over me? I'm only being myself. I've been myself, I mean, through high school, through primary school, through my whole life. People that know me dearly know, that's Justin. What's the difference?
Yeah.
But I appreciate very much the respect I'm shown, and I'm a big believer you must give back respect to those that respect you, and I will always.
Yeah, and I do think you'll attract, more cult following just with that sheer value. I think a lot of real estate agents use it as a mask almost, and I think you found a really great way to humanize us, because usually when you say real estate agent, it's not a fun word to hear.
Well, yeah.
And depending on the community or, their experiences with real estate agents, they can almost go ill.
Yeah, I have heard it sometimes, but I always try to say, look, whatever experience, the past is the past.
Yeah.
I'm here now. I want to be of service. I want to
Yeah.
help. And I want to, one big thing for me, which everyone that listens to this and anyone that's listening that has sold with me or bought from me, communication's key.
Yes.
And I often scream it out aloud in the office. It's like a marriage, our job.
Yes, it is.
If you don't communicate between a couple, right, what's going to happen? No one knows what's going on. You're going to argue.
Yeah.
Between agent and buyer, agent and vendor, if everyone's communicated and knows what's going on, this road is only smooth. There's no potholes. No one's going to bump. And I'm a big believer of it. And the communication comes out of my mouth. I send the emails. I do everything. Yeah. Because I know I have a checklist, right? I've got to do what I've got to do. And when I sort of say, right, it's time now to get in the car and go home, I don't go, oh, I forgot. No. I often say communication to me is very important.
Beautiful.
Very important.
And I think it's like it is a good way to stay transparent.
Yes.
I think through these transactions, that's what's been missing for a lot of the people that I've helped as well. They're like, oh, Patti, I knew exactly what was happening the whole time. I understood the process from the day you sat down at the appraisal.
That's what I want to hear. Good.
Yeah, and I do resonate with, I like to have my hands on everything. I don't like to go through an assistant or hand off parts of my job. I'm there for the appraisal. I'm there for the home opens. I'm there for the settlement, all the inspections.
Final inspection.
Exactly.
You have to.
Otherwise, you don't know what's going on. And then you can't relay that to your vendor with
100%.
confidence.
100%.
So thank you for also being on the other end of the river and doing the same.
People north of the river I service.
Beautiful.
Of any parts, I've done, Butler, Westminster, Balcatta, Stirling, I often always say, which, if you look me up on realestate.com, I sold. There's an array of properties. Each person in there, I'm so proud to sort of say this sort of on air. You look me up at the reviews, that's their words. Whatever you see is written, it's none of this, what people refer to chat GPT. Is that what they use? They're all genuine words from the buyers and sellers of the service that I provide. And everyone, the word communication's 90% of them, Justin's communication. And I will not change.
Yeah, I mean, some of the busiest people I know are the most communicative.
Yeah.
Because they respond quickly.
You have to.
You have to.
I get a lot of vendors say to me, 11 o'clock at night, oh, I wasn't expecting a text message straight away. I thought you'd be in bed. I said, look, I'm near the phone. I'm going to reply. Yeah. I don't want to wake up in the morning and say, this poor person's been waiting
all night. Sorry for the delayed reply.
No, if I'm asleep, I'm asleep. Yeah. You'll get it in the morning. But what I'm trying to say, if I'm able to, I'll always give my attention.
Amazing, Justin. I guess, what would you say to somebody who might be thinking about jumping into real estate?
I love this question so much, and I often get it on my Instagram.
Oh,
people asking me,
I'm thinking about doing real estate?
I will say it out loud.
Go.
You have to have hard work ethic. You can't do 1 week and say, too hard, chuck the towel in.
Yeah.
You've got to just see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And not in a dollar value, I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say what can be with the future. And that's how I've gotten through it. I often picture a rainbow with the pot of gold at the end saying, you're right, it's far, but it's near. Yeah. You've got to keep putting the hours in. You never give up. There's 3 words, never give up. I'm a big believer, the telephone has to be used and abused. Yes. In a polite way, with the meaning to that, you've got to call people that don't know you. Yes. You've got to sell yourself for who you are. You've got to show the person on the other end of the telephone you only want to be of service and actually listen to what they're saying. A lot of people in our industry, I don't know if you've had this, Patti, clients have said to me, a lot of agents don't listen. Yep. We talk, but we don't listen. Just keep that in the back of your minds and sort of go, right, hang on a minute. I've done the talking. I've got to hear them out now. Yes. So Mr. Vendor, Mrs. Vendor, what do you want out of this process? And I often ask that at an appraisal, and I will now when I go to the next one.
Yeah.
What is your hope? What are you wanting? How can I be of service? Tell me what I play part in this, what position I play.
How can I help?
That's it. And they'll often tell you and look at you like, I never had that question before.
Yeah.
And they'll say, I want X, Y, Z, whatever it is.
Yep.
And you never promise. That's a key thing I must say. And I don't.
Yeah.
I often walk into appraisals, and I don't know about you. Well, I'll say, look, I can't promise price because you can't. I'm not
the
God.
The market decides.
Correct. I'll often very proudly present methods that we will achieve
a good result.
A good result for them where they can smile.
Yes.
And even so, someone might say, I'm hoping for this value. If the market come in and say this, if it's communicated correctly to the vendor, they are going to come to realise you're being genuine.
Yeah.
Where if you don't communicate and you say, look, Mr. Vendor, this is it, that's the money, and there's no communication, it's sort of going to be butting heads.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And I feel like a lot of people run away from hard conversations, and you've got to be able to handle those.
I've gone through times where ovens don't work and this is out of whack and someone saw something after the contract was written.
Yeah.
You've got to put, everyone remembers Bob the Builder,
Yeah.
right? You've got to put his hat on and sort of go, how can I fix this?
Yeah.
You can't sort of have the attitude, it's not my problem, because that's wrong.
That is the attitude that most people have.
You can't have
industry.
an attitude that it's not your problem. You need to have an attitude, how can I be of service?
Yeah.
Between vendor and buyer, okay, Mr. Buyer, I see that you're upset because you found this wrong.
Yeah.
Mr. Seller, I need you to sort of come to the party. We've got to come to some negotiation or some compromise.
Yes.
I can't just sort of tell the buyer to say, bye-bye, hit the road.
We've got to work with them.
We've got to work with three
Everyone.
people in it, agent, vendor, buyer.
Yeah.
Okay, agent, seller, buyer. They're the three people. The agent is the communicator between the two, and the agent is what I like to say, the meat and the sandwich.
And then we've got the settlement agent too.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're doing their beautiful job to get it done and get it in the sort of turn the property from seller's name to buyer's name. And that's a joyful time for the buyer.
Yeah.
They get to start a new chapter in their lives. And I often love the day of settlement where I love handing the keys to the buyers. And you see that sense of a relief, but a joyful smile on their face.
Yeah, and then they remember they've just gotten a home loan. So they're like, I say, enjoy the debt. Good kudos to you. I hope you win the lotto. Pay it off quicker. And it always gives them a little bit of a giggle too.
No, you got to laugh.
You've got to laugh. It's the realities of it. I hear it's also a struggle being poor or broke as well. So choosing your own struggle.
That's right, 100%. You're right.
Beautiful. Amazing. So I guess in your time in real estate, do you have a key piece of advice that you've learnt, or perhaps a lesson you've learnt recently through a transaction?
More for me, the way I've gotten through it, and I will continue to do the same thing because it works for me.
Right.
Think positive,
Yes.
be positive, and execute any negativity.
Yes.
Now, you can't always do that because there are going to be negative moments in the job that bring you down. But you can't let the negativity crumble you. You can't let it. If there's going to be one person out there that says, look, I don't like you, Justin. Not a problem. I'm sorry. I apologise. What can I say? But I don't let that one person go, oh, right, I'm going to leave real estate now because he said I'm not good at it. No. That's fine. I've taken on board, but I just continue to go down my straight road. And those that support me continue to make me grow into someone who continues to smile, because I just am so happy and I embrace every moment I have with any property I put to market. And I have a sense of pride, and I often say this in the office. When my signboard for sale's at the front of a property, for me, that's the start of the success. It's not the commission. I often say it. The exposure to me means a lot, and the customer service is the big part. What I always want out of every transaction is the vendor to go and talk to others and say, if you have to sell Justin Merendino, he's not far away.
Yeah.
Because
Perfect.
because for me, that's the win. When you've done good and you receive good, it's a win.
It is. It
It's a win.
is. And it's honestly a pleasure getting a listing in the
Oh,
first place,
100%.
especially in this market.
100%.
We're all fighting over them.
We are,
Not
we are.
fighting over them, but you go into an appraisal and they go, "Oh, yep, we've seen 3 other agents." I have recently experienced the scenario you spoke of where the agent before me had appraised them, but the vendor's immediately gone, he didn't listen to me. I feel like you've heard exactly what I've asked. And that's the difference, I feel. Kindness, you have to be there, show up for your vendors. They expect you to
Be on
help
time.
them. Be on time. If you're running late by 5 minutes, you should have left 5 minutes earlier, but
Yeah.
let them know.
100%.
Yeah.
Communication, like I say. And I'm not perfect. There has been times I've been a couple of minutes late. I'll quickly send a text message. I'm on my way. Do apologise if I'm late, even though I know I'll be 1 or 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
And when you get to the front door, because you've acknowledged that you'll be late, they make it as if it's no issue.
Exactly.
Where if you don't, I think they'll go, oh, you said you were going to be here at 10. It's 10:10 or 10:05,
Yeah.
You don't want people doubting you
Right.
by punctuality. You know what I mean?
I do. And then I know you're based in Mirrabooka.
Yeah, that's my beautiful office.
Is that your bread and butter as well?
Well, I like to say, and I mean, there are other agents in the area.
Yep.
And I'll say
None that I've seen.
Well, bless you. Probably agents that are worked very hard over the years to broaden their name.
Yeah.
But I often say to a lot of people, I'm 28 years old.
Yeah.
I'm the future of real estate. There are people that are going to retire in the areas I like to say I want to be a part of.
Yeah.
I never claim them as my own because we all want a part of it. But I love, and I continue to do, I'm being a part of Balcatta and Stirling 6021.
Nice.
I love it because majority of people from sort of Wanneroo Road, Main Street, Amelia, Jones and Cedric, all those principal artery streets or roads are Europeans.
Right.
Now, there's nothing sort of, again, I'll say this, I want to help everyone, but
Know your market.
I'm Italian, I'm proud. When I knock someone's door and, little old Maria comes up to the door, doesn't speak much English, and I can convey with her in the mother tongue, it touches. You feel their face lights up, and they even have the beautiful heart to say, I can't believe you speak Italian. My grandchildren don't even speak like you.
Yeah.
But I want to help that generation because a lot of the oldies in Balcatta Stirling that are European, Macedonian, Greek, Italian, when you have a common sort of bonding with the Italians, the language, I believe I feel comfortable, they feel comfortable, and you attract one another. And a lot of these older sort of generation now, they're in these big 5-4 sort of bedroom, 3 bathroom, older Italian homes, very well built, I must say, and they bring me joy to stand at the front and look at. But when someone's widowed or, it's just the elderly, it's too much for upkeep. And a lot of the kids sort of are ringing me now going, look, come and do an appraisal for mum and dad.
Yeah.
We got to sort of downsize them. And I love those type of sales and properties because there are so many memories in that home that are cherished by creating a family, having photos on the wall. They tell me how they built the house because a lot of those houses were owner builder or other Europeans helped them build in the day in the 1970s. And you just see the architecture of the properties full of heart. And that's me. When I look at that, and I've grown up with those type of properties, you sort of think, wow, there was a family here. Every room was occupied. And now I'm a part of this as a transaction, but I get to share the memory and pass it on to hopefully a new family.
Beautiful.
So that's why I love the suburb, and I continue to strive to drive within the suburb.
Nice.
And as I say, I'm not going to be the best in there. There's going to be people are going to gel with those that have been in the area for tens of years,
Yeah.
and that's fine. And I'm very proud and happy for those other agents in the area that I know are doing very well. But whichever piece of that Balcatta and Stirling I can get my hands on, I cherish it.
Yeah.
And I often will use the word, I'm overjoyed, I'm over the moon, and I am genuinely. To have my sign in front of a property in there, that suburb, it just brings me joy. Brings me joy, yeah.
Beautiful.
So, there you are.
That is gorgeous. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for
Thank you,
sharing
thank you.
that, Justin.
Thank you.
Genuinely. I feel like I've seen a similar occurrence in the High Wycombe Kalamunda area
Beautiful.
where we're getting these elderly couples who've lived there for 20, 30 years and now they're needing to downsize and things like that. So
Yes.
they're looking for a trustworthy agent that's transparent, whether or not real estate's a long industry that spans back many years. I guess what's different about us as the next generation is we are transparent. We like to be honest. We like to gain that trust.
Yes.
And they feel almost drawn to that. And I do agree that getting to them through their children is quite common because the children are on the social media and they are looking for someone who can cater to mum and dad and care about them and care about the home, not just see it as a transaction. So are you seeing a lot of that in the Stirling areas?
Well, I'll give you a little story very
Yeah,
quickly if you want me
please.
to.
Yeah, of course.
I often still do cold calls because I like driving data through, and I rang someone, I think it was definitely Balcatta, anyway, the other day, and I wonder if he listens, but he said to me, I said, Justin Merendino, Ray White Real Estate. Oh my gosh, he says, Justin, I absolutely love all your content, you're doing. I love it so much. He was Italian.
Beautiful.
And I reached out because it was his mother's name against the telephone number.
Yes.
I think it was Josephine or something like that, Giuseppina. And I sort of asked for it, and he said, well, that's my mum, funny enough. And I said, well, look, I'm only ringing, you know how much I adore the suburb. I'm just calling to see if mum or yourself, if I can be of any service. He says, no, but be sure, obviously I know who you are and I'm privileged that you rang. If I need you, I'll ring. And I thought, I hung up and I thought, oh, wow.
Yeah.
The fact that you knew who I was, it felt so warm. It was a cold call, mind you, but it felt so warm to be told, I love what you're doing. And it's people like that gentleman, I'll continue to do what I do.
I love that because I think what's important in longevity in our industry is planting those seeds.
That's right.
They may not need to sell this year.
No.
They might need to sell in 2, and you've got to be the one they think
best
of.
leads.
Yes.
When someone says to you, oh, look, I'm not selling for 2 years, don't hang up and go,
waste of my time.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I think my principal will adore what I'm about to say because he often preaches it. The one that says to you, I'm not selling for 2 years, I say, perfect, not a problem.
Yeah.
Let me come out today. I want to give you a valid appraisal for what the market's showing today. Yeah. Then I'm going to give you a sort of update in January, the new year.
Yeah. And
then at Christmas time next year. And then by January, they know who you are. Yeah. They often say to you, Merendino, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You walk in.
Those are the best calls.
That's it. They are. You sit at the coffee table, you sit at the sort of lounge, and they sort of say, I say, right, if you're ready, you tell me how I can be of service today. Well, we want to sell. Okay, beautiful. And I explain how to go. And straight away, the transparency. After 2 years, that is the best feeling in the world, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to get things that they have a reason to sell today.
Yes.
You accept them too.
Yes.
But often you're walking in the room and they'll go, well, look, Justin, I've had Bob, I've had Margaret the salesman. Margaret the saleswoman, Bob the salesman, and there's another 2 coming after you. And you're sort of having to sort of politely fight for the listing.
And create your point of difference.
You have to.
Yeah.
But where you've dealt with, Bob and Margaret for 2 years, you've created rapport. Yeah. You've created a value in their lives because you've given them customer service.
Exactly.
And customer service isn't something that's developed in 5 minutes.
No.
It's a trust. You have to show trust. And if it takes someone 5 years, so be it.
Yeah.
I always say I'm not far away, and 5 years is not far away. So when it comes, it will be a privilege to be told, here's the keys, open it up Saturday, Sunday, and let us know what they say. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Cool.
That's it.
See you soon, Margaret.
That's it. That's it. That's right. That's
Amazing. Right. There's not a small group of us. I'll give kudos. There are a lot of genuine agents out there.
Has to be 100%. There is. There are. Come on, we've got to say it with heart.
Yes.
And everyone rolls the way they like.
Yeah, they do. Everyone's got their own style, and I think that's the point of difference when it comes to agents now, because you are going into these appraisals against 5 other personalities, 100%. And as long as you're, more genuine than the first 3, you've got it. Your point of difference is so important, and I think my point of difference is more leaning into the New Zealand culture, community as well. I'd love to reach out to the Indigenous cultures as well, welcome them into the industry. I think perhaps there was lack of representation before, and I'm hoping to be among the first that are like, come join me, my community, please.
Touching, honestly. And I want to say here, if you speak a language other than English, do not be shy. Yeah. Use it. I mean, I've done it. I'll say it, and I put it on social media. Balcatta and Stirling received 6,100 odd flyers, bilingual.
Well, okay.
Point of difference.
Beautiful.
If you're Italian, you go to the letterbox.
Yeah, you're going to see it.
And you look at that and you flip it over and go, oh, oggi do one sembra, which literally means today, tomorrow, and always, I'd put remember Justin Merendino. Yeah. They're going to go, this guy speaks Italian. Yeah. Oh, he can help Mum. Mum doesn't really understand English.
Yes.
And I've served a lot of... Yesterday I had a call from some beautiful people that I sold for last year in Como who are just about to buy.
Oh, good suburb.
Italian. The mother tongue's Italian. They're from Rome. They migrated. I took the privilege of selling their home. It really was. And I hope that they get the message, and I tell them often. And they ring me and they say, the way you sold for us and communicate with us, it's chalk and cheese with now buying. I mean, I feel sad him saying that, but that's what they're telling me. And they're ringing me because they feel more comfortable with me to help them navigate the purchase.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you help them?
Yeah.
You're not necessarily going to get anything out of them, but guess what I'm going to get out of them?
Their families, referrals.
Do you need to sell? Yeah. Justin Merendino.
They're going to get referrals, and that's invaluable in this day and age.
For me, you've got to give time.
Yeah.
Time, people say, my time's precious, my time,
Do you count your appraisal time? Sometimes I'm in an appraisal for, half an hour. Obviously, they're more logistical, so it's bang, bang, bang. But sometimes you get like an emotional connection.
That you said that.
And then it's going for 2 hours, and I try not to care. I try and allow for the 2 hours because you never know how you're going to connect. Maybe they'll start opening up. I think a point of difference with my personality is I seem to make people comfortable enough that they almost overshare, and I'm a good listener and observer too.
It's beautiful. So. Keep that up, Patti, honestly. Thanks, I will say very quickly that I had a beautiful opportunity last Friday. I went and appraised the property in Balcatta.
Beautiful.
Italians. Yeah. Cold called them.
Nice.
And the beautiful husband and wife situation, the wife said to me, come along, I'd like to know what the house is worth. Cool. Again, I walk into this home, we built this, we did this, and I listened and I went, wow.
Oui.
And the beauty of it, the lovely husband in this situation was a cabinet maker carpenter.
Beautiful.
All the furniture in that house was made by him.
Custom.
And I tell you what, my heart was screaming joy. And I even spoke, they said, well, we want your, opinion. I sat there, explained, and I said, I want your furniture.
Yeah.
If I'm going to sell this and represent this property for you, I want the furniture. And I said to the fine gentleman, I said, you've put heart into this furniture. You've put love in this furniture. You've built it all, the kitchen, everything I'm talking. I wanted a part of it. I want to show to the public on Home Open Day, this is a family home full of love.
Yeah.
And you see them both staring at me, almost speechless. And it's not because I purposely did that for that reaction. For
It was
me,
genuine.
it's genuine. The fact that you've spent time in this home, you've created 2 children in this home, they've now moved out, it's too big for you. Again, I've said this sort of scenario. And then, sit down, explain the method of sale, etc. And the rapport was there the whole way through. That, funny enough, the appointment was at 10:30. I didn't finish it till 12:30.
Yeah.
Like you say. And even walking out to the driveway, it's not just a hello, goodbye, shut the door, have a good day. Walked me out on the driveway, waving at me when I got in the car. Funny enough, the wife loved my car that much because she's up for a new car. She said, can I just sit in it? I want to see if I like it. And I thought, if you didn't have rapport, if we didn't build rapport in the last 2 hours, you wouldn't have done that.
No.
So I will have the pleasure, hopefully, when they're ready, the phone will ring and go, right, we're ready for you to come list it.
I always, when I leave appraisals like that, I almost go, I'd be so shocked if they go to anyone else.
Well, I always say I'd be distraught.
Yeah.
Because what have I done wrong?
Right.
If they
we did 2 hours.
2 hours, you haven't gotten in my car because you're up for a new car and you like it. And yeah, look, and guess what? It does happen. We do lose some.
Yeah.
But you know what? I hold my head high and you move forward, and if you can be of service necessarily next time with that individual, you give them open arms again.
Yeah.
You don't hold, they didn't give me the business last time, I'm hurt. No, you've got to move forward. It's an industry where I might walk in and then you walk in and they go, well, sorry, Justin, we like her better. Okay, no problem.
What it is.
I respect that. And I often sort of, after saying I respect that, if ever there's another property, another opportunity for me to help you, please consider. Yeah. That's all I can ask. Please consider me, because it would be a pleasure.
But even just the resilience of you then shaping that into that conversation, I feel like they would respect that.
I had a dear lady, she was from, I'm sure she was from China. Beautiful lady. She came through my home open in Cedric Street. I sold that earlier this year.
Nice.
And she liked the way I positioned the home open and the traffic, etc. Anyway, she said, I've got something similar in Wembley Downs. Right. I went out, and I'll be genuine, there was a little bit of a language barrier between English and, herself. But I gave her time. I followed up. And I'll be honest, she was genuine. She said, my brother's organised an agent because of the language to help a Mandarin speaker, help my parents. And in the end, she said, look, we've gone with them solely because mum and dad are in their late 80s. This person's doing X, Y, Z that I couldn't do. Yeah. And the language. Yeah. And I put my hat on and said, I'm not upset at all. No. I respect that because I said it in myself. If that person was Italian, they may have gone with me for the language. Yeah. So it's the same in every culture. Yes. There's a reason. And I put it in a message. I really want you to know how much I appreciate the opportunity. I'm not upset at all. If ever in the future you need me, I'm only, here to help. Yeah. And she wrote back and she says, you don't know how much this message means to me because I thought I wasted your time and offended you. Yeah. I said, not at all. She says, thank you so much. I will highly recommend you for the way you've gone about this. Yeah, you've been courteous. Yes. You understood. And you didn't get hurt. Yeah, no. And you don't get angry. You move forward. But guess what? I might have a friend of hers ring me one day and say, do you remember such and such from Wembley Down? Yes, I do actually. Yeah. She says, look, I know you didn't get that listing, but I've got something that she's highly recommended you. The fact that the phone rings for a purpose of that sort, you've got to say you've done your job right. You have. And I think an important piece of advice to anyone getting into real estate is just that sheer fact. Not everybody's going to like you. That's right. That's you 100%. Can't come into it expecting to win every listing. Otherwise, you're going to be absolutely deflated. 100%. All the time. All the time. Every week you'll be deflated. You can't. You've got to smile. You've got to hold your head up high. Yeah. You've got to be genuine and you've got to be yourself.
Yes.
You've got
I
to be
always think that if someone likes you, they're going to sell with you.
100%.
Exactly. And you've actually inspired me. I'll lean into my mother tongue as well and
Yeah.
perhaps send out some DR flyers around Rockingham or Kwinana.
Is that where they
I feel
are?
like
Yeah,
that's,
yeah, good.
commonly known to be where Māoris and New Zealanders kind of go and plant their feet
Do
when
it.
they move here.
Trust me.
Mm.
And you know the feeling of assisting those that you can embed your language into. It's a really nice feeling, and you feel of service again. I use the word often because they smile at you all the way through.
What is your opinion with regards to the multiculturalism in real estate? Do you think there's a lack thereof when it comes to the Italian culture? Do you think you guys have many? I feel like you're the first and probably the most dominant regards to just engagement that I've come across in the industry. Would you say more Italians need to come into it? Would you say?
I think multiculturalism as such in our industry, more on the language lacks. For example, if someone's, a Mandarin speaker, I haven't had anyone I've come through broadcast it, social media ways or flyers or any way, to have anything written or said in the mother tongue.
Yes.
And often when I've come across anyone that is of a bilingual status, I ask the question and they go, "Oh no, I'm too shy. Oh, I don't want to use my language." And I say, "What in my head? Why?"
Yeah, why?
So you know what I did? I did it.
Yeah, nice.
And often I get people that sort of say, "Look, it's easy for us to communicate in Italian." No problem. Often, in Italian,
Perfect.
it's perfetto, non c'è problema. There's no problem. So for me, I just feel, don't be shy. There's no need to.
Yeah.
What possibly could you say that's wrong that causes you trouble, really?
Yes.
If you think of it as if you're having a conversation with your parent or a relative, and any legality type of status that you need. Nowadays, we've got all the technology in the world. You look up, how do you say this in English to Maori, or how do you say this in English to Mandarin? If it's not hitting
Right
in your
there.
head right there, you can't go wrong.
How did you learn your mother tongue?
So I love this question. I went to a private Catholic school which offered Italian from when I was very young, from year 1 all the way. I went then to Chisholm College in Bedford, which offered Italian up until year 12.
Okay.
And I've continued to keep my sort of books and study it, but the one thing I did is not sort of shut year 12 and say, well, I live in Australia, I don't need
Gonna
Italian
put that
anymore.
down.
No.
Yeah.
I speak it with my mother
Nice.
I often speak amongst my parents. I often chuck a bit of Italian at my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm not shy. Whether they respond in English, that's their, sort of thing. But if I'm saying it, you're practicing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The head is always thinking bilingual, and I love it.
Yeah, and be proud of your culture.
I'm very proud. I can't scream it enough. I'm so proud to be born in such a beautiful country, Australia, but to have such multiculturalism we do.
Yeah.
There are so many people in Australia that bring out Australia's goodness.
Yes.
And if I'm one and I'm walking down the street talking to someone in Italian, I'll smile.
Incorporated my language as well into even my bio, just saying kia ora.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I will be talking more and leaning into it because there's so much to share about the culture as well. So thank you for being like a really good example.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so Justin Merendino.
That's me.
Where can we find you?
Okay, everyone. You can find me at Ray Whiteman Associates in Mirrabooka. You can call the office. You can call my home office. I've even got the mobile, of course. Email, and above all, you all love it, on Instagram. Justin_Merendino_Ray White. Follow me. I will say live, unfortunately, I can't follow you back because Instagram has cut me off and said you've got too many, you can't follow anymore. So I'm sorry in advance, but the respect you give me in following me, you know that there's always something there that shows you my genuine side, which I love and live and breathe. So that's me. Yes.
Oh, beautiful. So that's the end of episode 2 of Keys to the Hustle. Justin, sign us off.
All right, folks. Remember the name, Justin Merendino is not far away.
Yes, my favourite Ray White agent.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.